Hello everyone and welcome to a Murders at Karlov Manor draft which has two pretty bad 7-drop rares as the first pick options. Neither of these is going to be good. I guess you could maybe make the relieve the past work, and this is gonna be even harder because you won't have that many instant on sorceries in your deck, and this also requires creatures, so it's kind of like you have to try to do both somehow. Anyhow, they are not the first pick options for me here. You could just start with the Novice Inspector. The Technician I like quite a bit. Boldrak Clan Basher I like. The Puzzle Knot. Now that's the special slot card, not particularly good. Out of these two options, I would like the Fair Flight as a pack one, pick one option. I'm still taking the Solo Innervation. I know the Novice Inspector can be the best card here, but it's so boring to take the white 1-drop here. I'll try to maybe draft something a little bit different here. And I could still be white and take the Sanguine Savior. I like that card quite a lot. This here, I guess, could work. I mean, you might have. It's possible to have like maybe 12 creatures that have 2 or less power. And of course, disguise casting creatures as disguise works too. They will be 2/2, and that will count even if the creature has large power otherwise. So combined actual 2 power creatures and disguise creatures, you can have even like 15 of them in your deck. So you can have some free casts. But I'm not taking it now. I think after the Soul Innervation you could take the first release, but I like the Savior quite a bit if I could be white-black. I just passed the white card, but I'm not taking the Slice from the Shadows. I'll take this one and we'll see what happens. Alright, well this pack has decent black options, also a good red one here. Murder and the Slimy Dual Leech are the cards I care about right now. I have already a removal spell, maybe I'll take the Dual Leech. This early in the draft I can try to focus on the creatures with power 2 or less. +1/+0 and Death Touch is quite nice, and this can always target itself when it can attack, of course not on the turn you play it. It will attack as a 3/4 Death Toucher. Yes, I'll take the Dual Leech over the Murderer this time, and over the red removal spell. Private Eye is really good, but it is 2 colors that I am not having here currently. I might abandon the white, of course I have only this Sanguine Savior as a card that could care about white. I'll take this agent here, it's nice 2-drop. And okay, there's a Sanguine Savior number 2. Huh. Now I don't really like this as a 5 mana card. You know, you disguise and then turn it face up at 2. But am I taking a Curious Cadaver or some of the other stuff? The Person of Interest is good. I think I'll take the Savior now, and we'll see how the draft goes. I might still be something quite weird, like a mostly black, but a little bit of a few planes in the deck to make this work, and stuff like the Auspicious Arrival, which is quite good, and I think I will take that in here. Sanctuary Wall, Toxin Analysis, Confiscation. Would I be playing the Sanctuary Wall in deck like this, with 2 Sanguine Saviors and the Dual Leech? I could be a little bit more defensive. It's not the worst idea. The Toxin Analysis is, I think, okay. But I tried the wall here. I haven't actually played with it. I think it could work. And here, no real cards for me unless I'm going to take the very expensive Fairy Snoop, because you basically want to do the 3/3 with that card. Can I still move to blue-white with the Normalize? It's possible, and I really don't think the Snoop is that great, so I'm gonna take these just in case I move to blue-white in the end. So this says 2 mana, draw a card, lose 1 life. Then you can sack it for 3 to draw a card and lose 1 life. I don't think it's 5, it's 5 mana total to do that. You can do it in installments. I don't care about checking artifacts. I'll just take 20 gems here. I'll take that. Alright, I'm taking the Lamasu now. I'll try to be white-black. Basilica Stalker is okay. I have actually quite a few flyers now. So that makes the Sanctuary Wall better. It's good blocker early in the game, and then at some point you can start using its ability every other turn. Okay, there's a mythic rare. I actually have 3 of these already. I'm not taking that just to you know, try to complete my collection. I will find a 4th one of those probably in the drafts to come. So it would basically be quite likely be just a 40 gems pick, which is not worth doing over an actually good card. And I think the arrival number 2 is the pick here. I like it with the saviors, especially the life linking thing here. And okay, well, lucky me, I got a very bumpy black and white rare. Teysa is just great. 2/3 death touch for 3, and then you know you get rather easy investigates from this thing, and then of course you can turn those glue tokens not only into new cards but also into 1/1 flyers. Alright, easy pick of course. Now I will be needing 2 drops, and if I get a little bit more of those I will be mostly happy with the deck. Well, this pack does not help me with 2 drops. I wonder if I would play these hybrid disguise creatures. Both of them I can play. Only 2 detectives, making the thinking cap not very interesting. The 8 creatures, toxin analysis, the confiscation. Oh, to any target. I have a bunch of 3s. I don't really necessarily want to have those disguise things now. Well, I have to take something. Let's take the warden. Okay, outrageous robbery is quite good in a game that goes, you know, longer. But this pack has options beyond that. The onlooker and the confession extraction. Oh, I have to take the 2 mana card here. I will take a 2 mana card here. This is good, but I don't need this kind of a late game effect. I need something to do in the early game. And this is a really good defensive card that can turn into a attacker, of course, and also can get you those 1/1 flyers. I think this is an easy repeat offender. This is just bad in limited. I'll take the repeat offender here. It's a 2-drop. I wanted those. And I'm going to either take the Phantom or the Automaton. I think it's just safer to take the Automaton. And I will start having enough 2s now. And I get another Savior. That's really nice. There's not a lot of ping effects in this format, so 1 toughness creatures are not a big liability, especially if they fly, so there's no random 1/1s blocking them. Or 1/3s, there are a bunch of 1/3s in this format. Anyway, let's take it. And still good options. I'll take the Meddler here over the Stalker. And I have a lot of 3s now. I'm going to cut the Crowd Control Warden because of that reason. Do I have any collect evidence? I don't think creatures are going to leave my graveyard that much. I'll take the toxin analysis instead. And here is one way to make creatures go away from my graveyard, but this is still, you know, a fine card I can easily run. Out of these, I don't need these 3 mana disguise effects now. I have so many 3-drops here. I'll take this. I don't think I want to play 2 toxin analysis, so this is like a sideboard card. Wow, I got to extract a confession at pick 12. That I'm happy about. White isn't particularly open here, but I have a triple Sanguine Savior and a Teysa here. That's enough white to make me, you know, play white as the main color. This is the detective thing. I have 2 detectives, making this pretty bad for this deck. There is a Museum Night Watch, there is a Soul Search, which I like. I like it, but there's also a chance it comes back. it really is possible it can come back at pick number 9. And if that doesn't come back, probably the slice from the shadows does. So I think I'll take the card I most want out of this pack, given that I have I can expect this to maybe come back, or this slice. I'm taking the Night Watch. I can have a good quality 4-drop here. I'm happy about that. Oh, talking about good quality cards, I get a Market Watch Phantom here. Easy pick. And Mass Hysteria. Oh yeah, this is from Mirrodin, isn't it, originally? The actual first Mirrodin set. Oh, well, alright, well, I'll still take the Extracted Confession. I have one of these and 2 of these arrivals, so I think I will rather take the second Confession over the third arrival now. So let's do that. And we have a Long Goodbye and a Soul Search. Well, I would be happy to take the Soul Search from this pack, but Long Goodbye is just a better card. So let's do that. I am now at 23 playables. I'm not sure how many bad cards I have here, but I like the deck quite a bit. I guess the Toxin Analysis is the first cut here, but we'll see what I'm getting past. I am getting past an Escape Tunnel and some other stuff, but I will take the mana base improvement here over the 20 gems, and these cards you can consider playing, but I don't need any of them because I have a decent amount of playables. Extract the Confession number 3. I guess I can play 3 of them. And then I have an Agent, Arrival, Familiar. I don't actually know. I don't think I'm taking the Familiar. But do I want to have another Agent here? I think I'll take the Arrival. It's a 2-for-1, and I have these nice lifelinking flyers. Oh, what is this pack? I'm getting the Long Goodbye from here, but this has some decent options here. Alright. And I got the Soul Search back along with the slice from the shadows. I will take the Soul Search over the slice. I have now a bunch of removal, but I have now some difficult decisions about what to actually cut. I don't need the Silent. I have so many 3s. I guess I'll take these if I want to. Either of these halves. Post board. It's not main deck now because I have to cut a bunch of cards. Let's take here the Mass Hysteria and this thing and one more card, which is the Alibi. Alright, so this is the deck of the draft phase and cutting the lands, and I will cut the Toxin Analysis first. Now this is 15 creatures, 11 non-creatures. Macabre Reconstruction. I think I'll play the Lamasu. 5 mana 4/3. I will maybe try the wall, but let's see the creature curve first. Come on, type creature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then of course these 2 mana removal spells. Am I going to play all 3 confessions, extract confessions and all 3 auspicious arrivals? I think I'm not playing the Macabre Reconstruction in the main deck. I will cut that from the main deck. And then the Clandestine Meddler. This gives you some surveils. 3/2, that makes one of your other creatures suspected if you want to. It could be useful. But this is in the end actually a 3 mana 3/2. So if I don't have a great need for the suspected creatures or the surveilling, I guess the surveilling is kinda good with the collect evidence cards. But I could also see cutting this because this isn't, stat-wise it's not that great by itself. So this is now 14 creatures. I don't think I want to cut any more creatures. The Dual Lich has many things to pump. So the option is now to play 16 lands or play 17 and cut one more card. I have a fairly low mana curve here. I'm thinking about running 16. I have 12 white, 16 black, 5 gold cards, which require both. No double casters. Because I kind of like running all this stuff in here. I can afford running a 16 lands with this deck. With such a low mana curve. So that's what I'm doing. And I have more black cards, so maybe I'm supposed to play more black sources because I have this escape tunnel and then 8+7 basics. Let's do that. That is the main deck. On the play with a decent hand, Teysa here. This helps me hit my third land drop. And even if I don't get it, I have the agent and the auspicious arrival to play in the meanwhile. Surveil into... This doesn't actually give much information. I don't know if the opponent prefers to draw a land or a non-land there after all. Auto match on Soul Search. I think that would be valuable. I have actually 2 hand hate cards here now. Okay, they analyze the pollen, they're gonna get a land, and now of course, unless they have a 1 mana blocker for this thing, I will get the Teysa to trigger already, which is pretty fantastic. Yep. Not a very fair card, especially when you get to be on the play and do this. Attack with your 2-drop and dealing damage to them and then get value already. So whenever a clue is put into my graveyard, I get a 1 mana black and white spirit. So I try to sack the clue while the Teysa is alive. Well, I guess the opponent kills it if they can, but with these colors, how can they remove it? I mean, from the battlefield. I guess that's the white, you know, their exile a creature thing. That's right. Anyway, I can now just attack with both. And I do want to crack a clue. If I don't draw an untapped land, I will be missing a land. I mean, missing making a play on this turn. But I will get the 1/1 flyer regardless, and I want to get to my 4th land regardless. Should I actually... If I draw a land, do I want to just play the Soul Search? I have... well, I'm gonna tap the plains, because if I draw a swamp, I can always play the agent. If I tap the swamp and I draw plains, then I cannot actually... I'm gonna get another... Okay, well, I'm doing this regardless. But if I draw land, I can maybe just keep... I didn't, so let's forget about that. But you know, I can do this on their turn. This only triggers once each turn, but it's each turn, or not only on my turn. So if I had a land there, I could have just cracked this clue on their turn, but this would need to be alive in there at the beginning of their end step. Doesn't matter now because I didn't draw the land. At least I am closer to the land now. And of course, this thing has death touch, so I can attack into anything and also have the auspicious arrival here to boost my guys. And if I do draw a land, I can choose to play also this. I'm not sure if I want to play this as my only play on the turn, but if I can do this and something else, I would want to see what's in their hand. But one thing at a time. Okay, the gadgeteer actually, if they have artifact spells to cast, they will get clues, and the clue activation is going to be cheaper there. Now, I can attack into that guy, of course, and then use the arrival. I would really like to do two things. I would actually like to crack the clue in, if just to draw a land, ideally. But I think I'd just do this instead. Maybe they don't block, but they do. So now I have nothing else to do on this turn. But of course I'm still, in a fairly decent shape here. I have all the clues I need, but of course they are useless if I don't get the lands to use them. But I have an extract, a confession, I have a soul search. Yeah, I think I need to see what's in their hand so I can plan better my turns. And on which things to actually use the removals. Now if they're gonna attack with this thing and it's a 5 mana turn face up, I don't think they can afford to do that. Even if they would get like a clue token or whatever are the benefits from those things. They have to add to the board. Okay, that's gonna make this into a 3/3. And I still did not draw them. This starts to get really annoying. I'm actually going to... I'm gonna do this. I need to draw a land. I can play the Extractor Confession then if I draw a land. Jeez. That's insane. I mean, yeah, I understand I'm playing here just 16 lands, but hey, I have drawn 14 cards and only 3 of them are lands. Okay, well, something in here has to go, and I think it's the Nightwatch. Oh, it's the Basilica Stalker at least. I won't be having mana for that. Now, I'm still in a good shape thanks to Teysa, but I would be in a much better shape if I had the land. Because I could, could do something else on that turn. But I suppose discarding means I have now the collect evidence for this part. And I will be winning the game if they have nothing too sick. Because Teysa can win games by itself, and it's pretty much what Teysa has done here now. I have the 1/1s thanks to her, and I've gotten a couple of extra draws thanks to her. It didn't give me the lands yet, but I'm at least closer to drawing the lands. Okay, this Coveted Falcon, they can give... Okay, they will get it back. So they give me at least one thing, and then they immediately can get it back when they drew a card, and then they can attack and take it back. And they will get a counter on that thing. And now I can choose to trade. Well, I have a long goodbye on this thing. Can I take 6 here? Because I can either jump block or trade the Teysa with the Vigilante. So if I take 6 right now, I can use long goodbye on this thing and attack for a total of 6, and they go down to 4. I go to 12, I'm not dead immediately, and I still can use the Extract a Confession if I draw another land. So I'm actually going to... I guess I could also jump here, but I like my flyers here, so let's not do that. And okay, finally a land. So let's deal with this. Resolve, but don't pay. And that thing was a what? Granite Witness. Okay, I'm happy to get rid of that. And of course, I could use the Soul Search to see what's up. But I can just use and extract a Confession as well to really make it tough for them to... I could deal 8 with the Arrival, but it's not enough. I think I'm gonna extract a Confession. So let's go here. And I will be collecting the evidence to get rid of the 4/4. And now because they can't really attack with the Falcon. But I have the soul enervation up. If either of my 2 power creatures goes through, I can just win with the arrival if they can't interact. And I can actually see what's in their hand using the soul search to make it safe. I will have the perfect information, unless they somehow counter this and still have mana open for something else. So they need blockers or removal on both of the 2 power creatures and then on one of the 1/1s. Otherwise the auspicious arrival will just be lethal. Now that I don't know what this is, I actually don't have perfect information with the soul search. But I don't think this can gain them life. That seems unlikely. But let's at least see what's in their hand. So anything they can play. Oh, they have this card too. They did not play the tipster, they have a forest, so they can do something with this guy. They have a Tolsimir there, pretty nice stuff here. If they get the red mana, I'm assuming they will survive this turn cycle. I don't think it's that easy for them, but if they do, whatever this does. Well, I think even though the Tolsimir is rather good, I should. It also has lifelink, by the way. I should maybe still take the reset button away from them. Yeah, I'll take the reset button away from them. And now I will attack with everything and see what happens. Maybe this is... It wasn't the one that can tap something from me. So... This could actually be the rare that exiles a thing. I don't think it can be anything else that... I mean, either this is the 3/2 rare that exiles a thing and gives me a 2/2, or you know, flickers their thing if they target their own. If it's anything else, I will win. So, do I let them... So what's my game plan if I don't... Because I could let this happen and just play the repeat offender here. And there's also the chance that they will be turning this face up. Now, am I going to play against, around the 1 rare? Because it will be annoying, because this will be a 3/2 trade with a Teysa and I will lose one of my flyers. I'm actually going to play around the 1 rare here. And I just hope that whatever this is, they are going to... Okay, it was Night Watch, so now this is gonna give me the win. I have the perfect information. But yeah, there is the rare thing that would have made this pump spell really bad. I wanted to play around that, and then I would play the repeat offender and have a win on the next turn most likely. Because I still have these 2 flyers. And this I can make into a menace creature. Anyhow, they have the red mass movement. I think that means they have 4 colors there. But it's mostly green, white, blue. Okay. How does that affect my sideboarding? I guess I could be playing the Macabre Reconstruction just to have something on the mass removal effect to return things. Is something here like unnecessary? I think the Sanctuary Wall is unnecessary now. The 0/4 didn't seem that relevant, so I'm going to play the Reconstruction here. And do I care about Toxin Analysis? Do I care about more hand hate? Not necessarily. I like these so far. Well, of course I do have a Teysa, but I don't have the black mana now, so it's a bit too risky to keep this one, and I have a Teysa again, but no white mana. But I have a playable spell, I can, at least disguise this. But it's a little ridiculous. If I draw a white mana, I'm very happy. If I don't, I really don't want to have the auspicious arrival in here, so I'm going to cut that. This I can at least play even if I draw just 2 more swamps. Okay, I can either extract a confession or play the onlooker now, depending. If it's tipster, I think the tipster is worth, getting rid of. Because not only will it accelerate them, it also will be counters and be a sizable creature I probably need to deal with anyway later on. So if I don't draw a planes, am I gonna... Okay, more tipsters. I did draw the planes, so... I have a removal spell with the enervation, but... It doesn't help against a disguise creature, but a disguise creature would be just a 2-2. I can attack with my 2-3 in there, so I will be playing Teysa now. I mean, I guess if they don't have a blocker for the flyer... Okay, this, I kind of forgot that if I play Teysa now, I don't get anything because the opponent haven't lost life. But now I can play the flyer, connect, and then this only checks at the beginning of my end step. Alright, so as long as they don't deal with this guy. I guess they could have the 1-3 flyer, they don't. So now I will get my clue token. Alright, it's intriguing to kill this right away. It's also intriguing to kill this tipster. Mostly because I can also play the onlooker here. Okay, I'm actually doing this. Decline the payment. And it was the Nightwatch. Now I have a 3 power in the air and maybe can start doing stuff with Teysa. I do have to keep in mind that they have the mass removal effect. It does require both blue and red though. They don't have the mana for that because this only gives them one of them. So this becomes a 3-3 now. But it's not so relevant because I have these flyers and I have the life linking ability to win the race. So they have 2 mana left and they are wondering if they should play something more. Well, they have a decision to make apparently. They can collect evidence. 6. Is that what's happening? Yeah, they are collecting evidence, so maybe it's the inspector, but I have the enervation for that. It is slightly annoying that I still can't do the Teysa. If I played this, well, I don't know how the game would have gone. But I guess I will just, because this is gonna brick wall everything, I'm going to just do this -4/-4 this guy here and continue with the race. The Inspector is actually quite good against my deck because I have a triple savior here. That's dead now. I get 7 damage dealt to me, but what I can do is I can put a stop in my end step, because I will crack the clue now that the Teysa will be alive. I will first get a clue token and then I will immediately crack it, because this guarantees the 1/1 flyer here. Because otherwise they... actually I was wrong. I was wrong. They don't... I mean, if they respond to the trigger, I mean to the clue sacking, it doesn't matter. The clue goes immediately to the graveyard. So I would get the 1/1. Yeah, there was no point doing it on my turn, but oh well, that happened. The macabre reconstruction is quite good here. And I'm wondering if I'm supposed to... I think I am supposed to block here, forcing them to turn it face up, and then, unless it has the double strike. Oh, they just lost it. What was it? Hellion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, they didn't have the mana to... They thought I'm not going to block it, but it was quite safe block with the Death Toucher. Okay, sadly they are gonna get 2 of my things away from the graveyard, but there's not much I can do about that. And of course the tracker is going to be good here, but... Haha, this triggers, that's funny. I can lose my Teysa now and I can bring it back. Of course I'd rather get 2 cards. Well, I can't trade with this, sadly. I guess if I want to have my clue... How to do it? This is gonna cost only 2 now. Well, I still cannot... Alright, alright. Not quite sure. I don't have to do anything right now on this turn. I think I'm gonna wait, now that I drew the Phantom. And well, I'm not sure if that made any sense, but I did it too late now. This is gonna be a 4/4. Can I make this guy fly? I cannot. So whenever 1 or more creatures, I suppose I will attack with Teysa, bring it back, and get my clue, because they will be losing 1 life when I get the Teysa back. Don't see much other option here. Too bad I don't have a second creature to bring back because of this thing exiling my savior here. Oh, I'm very happy if they block with a 3/2 here, because that you know, opens up the way for my other flyers. But I think that must mean this is gonna be another Riftburst Hellion. Don't say you have some kind of instant speed way of exiling that thing. They don't. Alright, the enervation is relevant here, because now, because of that, I will get my clue token here. And now I'm not going to crack it in the end step. I will get the trigger from this. You know, if I crack this clue, the trigger goes to stack immediately. It doesn't matter if they kill this in response to that. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna have some kind of an air force in here, and I would actually have more damage output if I would crack the clue on my turn, because then this would fly, because I would get the flyer. But maybe I draw a 2-power creature regardless. So, and this is better use of mana. So I think this is fine, and I drew it, so that's great. Oh, this is great too. Let's go. They have to exile their final card. Or play it now. Is that like a shock? Is that a shock? Tipster being a 5/5 now, that's pretty nice for a 2 mana accelerant. Okay, so now this thing flies. They will exile the thing from their hand. I don't have all the information because of the disguise creatures, but I think I can live with that. It was a... they could have gotten rid of the soul innervation, but I guess they want to rather... I mean, they would have had needed to tap this thing. Maybe they want to have it untapped. Anyhow, I will try to attack with my flyers. There's 5 power total of flyers. And then I can just... the falcon. I already forgot they have it because, you know, there's no island here. But yeah, they do play, I guess, everything but black here. So they will eat... one of my 1/1s now for free. And then they can attack back and get their forest. They drew a card. They only gave me one thing there. I'm still playing this. Not even sure if I'm supposed to crack the token, but I don't have to make the decision yet. I'd rather start using this ability too. Okay, that was a valuable surveil, getting rid of a redundant land here. Now the offender isn't the greatest here because it has to be quite large in order for them to not have a good double block on it. So maybe I will just... well, let's see if they do attack with the falcon and want their forest back. Because if they don't leave this as a blocker, I think it's gonna be more valuable to get another 1/1 for the damage output. But let's see what is this card now. Face down card. So Tipster becomes a 6/6 now. Alright, if the falcon attacks, then I'm definitely cracking the clue. But do they leave the forest to me? They leave the forest to me. Now I can still, of course, crack the clue to have an attack here. Although maybe I crack it on my own turn, so this will fly guaranteed. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Well, this is also... oh, that's really sweet. What a draw. What a draw indeed. So, who is going to get what? I can even give this thing, you know, +1/+0 and death touch, because it has menace now. Yeah. Let's see if they have something here. I mean, they shouldn't do anything in my main phase necessarily. They should see who I'm gonna target with the dual leech ability, if they have like Granite Witness, which they did, but now I have the information too. I mean, they were definitely supposed to wait until my beginning of combat, because now I can, you know, target someone who is not tapped. Well, that's very good for me. So I'm going to be targeting... let's go to combat. And I'm gonna target the onlooker, I think. Because that's valuable to get in the graveyard. It produces me more of those flyers. on the other hand, yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. And then I can attack with the Phantom. I guess I could attack with Teysa, but then they might just block with the Witness, and I want Teysa to be around. It's too good here. But I can attack with the Phantom if I want to. It doesn't actually do much though. The Falcon will always block the Phantom. The Falcon is not gonna block the Onlooker here. But this does mean I won't get my Teysa trigger here. If I attack with the 1-1 and the 2-2 as well, I will be getting another clue. They will eat the 1-1 for free, but they will also take a bunch of damage. Okay, fine, I'm going to sacrifice the 1-1 flyer to get my clue here, guaranteed. And now I'm gonna sack this right away because I will be getting another flyer on their turn. And this only triggers once per turn. Also, extract a confession. It's not so relevant now. I'd rather get the clue sacked on their turn, so I can attack with the fresh flyer. But they can still, you know, let's not forget, they can draw their mass removal effect. And they can easily get rid of my board, and this might even survive it. Although I guess I have the extract confession to deal with it. That thing has vigilance, so I could sack the clue right away and double block it, but I don't think that's what I want to do. Okay, tipster attack, so this would be now 9 damage. I get 1 drain with the enervation here, with the extract confession. So does this change my preferences? I can just jump block the tipster, by the way. There's no real need to have the tipster around here. The witness has vigilance, which is annoying. I guess I'm doing the double block right now. I might as well jump this. More face down cards. We have a 7/7 tipster in here. So, no flying for this thing. But let's see if the dual leech can now. Yep, it can now work very well with that repeat offender. I could attack with the onlooker here. They don't have a lot of mana here left. I'm gonna attack with this, and maybe even with the dual lich, but maybe the dual lich is too valuable. They can double block it. Yeah, let's not do that. But I'm gonna do this. I don't mind trading the Phantom here. The repeat offender will deal a lot of damage here. I have what? 9 mana. I can give it 3 counters, dealing 6 total, leaving them at 2. That wouldn't leave me mana to do anything else. You know, for example, crack a token with the Teysa. So I think I'm gonna give it 2 counters now. If they don't block it. But if they double block it, both of their blockers will die. And that's, of course, pretty fantastic for me. Yeah, the dual leech is here doing a lot of work, but let's not, of course, forget that the main work has been done by Teysa. The opponent actually didn't draw more than the 1 removal, and they used this earlier in the game before I had Teysa down. No, I'm not. I'm mistaken. They killed, or at least I lost Teysa once, but I used the macabre reconstruction to get it back. Okay, so let's see how they are going to do the blocks like that. This could, I guess, still be the bounce thing, but I'm gonna try this. This is fine. I'm going to leave. What was that? Bubble smuggler. Okay, I'm gonna leave them. I'm not going to use this. I can take the 7. I'm gonna get a flyer instead. And of course the repeat offender is now a lethal attacker, so... Ah, they did draw the... they actually drew the... They drew the, mass removal effect. Well, I'm going to... Because Teysa will most likely die here, I'm going to block this guy. And I suppose I could block this one too. Let's do it. I mean, if they don't have... If they turn this face up, and it's something that eats the 2/4, that means they are tapped out, and this will be a lethal attacker, so I can do these blocks here. That's just fine. Okay, it was just a crowd control warden. This game is over now. Yeah, well, that was that. And that's that. Let's... Yep. Alright. No mass removal. Okay, I'm on the draw. No Teysa in this hand. So Teysa has won me 2 games. The only 2 games I've played. Unless I lost a game in that match. I don't think I did. Alright, so let's get them... Oh, sorry, not mounted. Planes here immediately. You could save this until later to see if you want to use the unblockability ability, but it's quite unlikely when you have it in your starting hand. The automaton is trading with the Gohound, but I guess it's still what I want to do here if they want to keep attacking. I mean, they might equip, and that I'll keep. Equip, and then I can't even... It's equip 3 though, but they can make it into 2-3 menace. Alright, race is on. That is fine, I guess. So let's see. Am I going to play the Stalker here, face down? Or play this potential flyer? I think I'll play this because there's like a chance I will play this as a 6-drop straight up without disguising. Yeah, I'll play the Phantom. I can also make it fly quite easily. Now, this rope gives, of course, reach to their guys, but I have the Auspicious Arrival, which I can use especially if they are tapped out. But they have a hard-hitting question saying that they just continue the race instead. Oh, I forgot I have 3 of these in the deck. So now it's pretty easy. Onlooker. Let's not show the onlooker first. Let's make them in exile. I could just play these actually. And then they would leave the Gohound to block, but I could get rid of it with the Arrival. Okay, I'm actually doing this. I'm doing this, and now the rope will always be there. Ah, okay, forget about it. They just remove my guys and still continue with the race, of course. Well, they are down to 3 cards, down to 2 cards, so now it will be time to use the exiling effect. And then I won't be attacking into that Raki Scoundrel because it has, well, there's no point. Even if it did not have Death Touch, +2 toughness here wouldn't help beat the win the combat there. All suspected creatures are no longer suspected. They exiled a Urgent Necropsy. I guess they have another removal spell in their hand then. The question now is, how do I block if they attack with both before? I mean, because they did exile this. They had evidence in here. So it's pretty clear that they have another removal spell or a pump spell. Now that said, I can still do this. These are kind of not so important. So let's see what they have. And now I need to... I can double block the Scoundrel with the Lamassu and the Unlooker, but they can also sadly equip the rope on it. I really didn't like that they have the permanent pump here. I hope that they have just a removal spell or a temporary instant pump so that this won't remain a 5/5, because now it's more difficult to try to navigate here, but I think this is just what I have to do, and now they can equip the rope, and this will have 7 toughness. Oh, are you saying they still have... Okay, well, let's see what is it gonna be. Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, this can be blocked by more than one creature. I even didn't remember it. Well, I have to do this, but they're gonna have another trick. They wouldn't do that otherwise. I don't think. So, no. I will lose both creatures. Now, I can suspect. Well, I can't actually... This has menace already, so why not suspect it? Now it can't block. But... Oh, come on, what the... Discard 2 remaining cards from my hand. I had a 3/4 here, the flyer that even gives me more life. Well, this thing does too, so there is that. Okay. And the last card in their hand was an actual just land, so I can still win the race, because this can no longer block thanks to being suspected, even with the rope. So now they're dealing 2, and I'm dealing 2, but I'm also gaining 2. So hopefully they didn't immediately draw away to block the saber or kill it. Okay, that's fine. And I get 2 flyers here. They do get the surveil here, and they left it on top, which is not nice. But it is what it is. 2 flyers or this guy. I think I like the repeat offender because I can also make it suspected immediately. I do fear that they have a way to deal with the saber. It could also just be a removal spell, of course. They just went for that. Sure. I think I can win this race. I'm not sure the fanatical strength was what they wanted to do. They can of course still equip the rope on the other Go-Hound, which they should do immediately. But they did not. Okay, well. Because the other one can block my flyer, which has lifelink. I am winning this race, especially after getting the 1/1s, and of course I do have the soul enervation here as well. Okay, hopefully that's nothing too amazing. They get a couple of surveils, so let's see what they do here. They like to keep it on top. Okay, well I will deal 6 to them right now. And unless this is somehow gonna make it... Well, let's just deal the 6 and then I think... I know I could have pumped this twice, but it would not have really mattered. I did draw the land, so I can get rid of the face down card immediately. But what can it be? I think I'm going to leave my enervation here. Hopefully it's not a big mistake. But this might be another pump spell and I might want to use it in response. If this is like a 5-5, I can still survive with the -4/-4, and of course I will have a lethal on my own turn. Okay. Now this could be the thing that costs 6 mana to, 6 mana to turn face up, and then it will drain me for 3. But I think in that case they would have attacked with everything, because they would have had a... I mean, assuming they have a land there. They kept the card on top, so that does mean that I'm just gonna do this right now, and I will have the soul enervation on my turn. Okay, well that will be very helpful too. So I have a lethal attack even if they double block the offender. I don't have to use... Now they have to do the first thing here if they want to survive. I don't have to cast anything. And they have a stalker here, which I can now, of course, I can win here in multiple ways. Well, I mean, I guess I just win here. Yeah, I don't have to do anything. If they don't double block the offender is enough to win here. So it has menace. It is suspected. So I don't have to show them any cards. This only gains life when they take damage. I mean, deal combat damage to me. Not to... It doesn't have any lifelink or anything. Yep, alright. So... couple of pump spells they had. I was really actually desperate when they played the confiscation. I emptied my hand, but I drew well after that. I needed to do that because it was very scary looking game at this point. Alright. Black and green. Reconstruction, toxin analysis can actually be good against some big annoying things. Yeah, it's very good against the alibi and the fanatical strength, so toxin analysis will go to the deck. And what I don't have is... yeah, maybe the Sanctuary Wall. It is a good blocker though, but not so good against the menace creatures really. So I think that is going to be cut. And I could play my own cerebral confiscation. I don't think it's that exciting. Macabre reconstruction. No, I like this. I'll do that. Small sideboarding, and that's it. Okay, I have the Teysa coming up now. No 2-drop unless I draw one into draw steps, but I have the mana that works and a very good set of 3-drops in here. And there is the 2-drop. Okay. And they don't have a 2-drop unless this is like a removal spell. Yeah, swamp, bye bye. Don't exactly need a fifth one. I would have milled the plains too. I don't have double white cards in here. Oh, no second mana yet, but this could be just a disguise creature, perhaps. Okay, they make me discard too. You know what? I have a couple of swamps to discard. I can cast all these. Alright, so Teysa starts doing its thing, because this will connect. I'll get a clue. They do need the forest ASAP. Now with the pump. Yeah, if they leave this to double block Teysa, it will be pretty nasty. Yeah, they don't do that. Yes, let's just do the attack and I will play my Sanguine Savior. Yeah, this is an easy race to win. Of course, they are missing their green mana. That said, they haven't missed any plays yet, but now I guess they would have missed a play. This I was trying to check what's the face down card, but misclicked. Alright. There's a Teysa again. I can't say I haven't drawn my Bummerer. I have definitely drawn it all the time, and I have of course these 2 mana cards I can play until I find my 3rd land here, which I found immediately. So let's play the wall here. I'm not going to wait for the long goodbye. They are not even playing a disguise creature on this turn. And, well, if they have a removal, they will deal with the Teysa, but it's not like I'm going to do nothing. I just hope they don't have their own long goodbye here. They did not. Or a murder, or a number of things that can deal with Teysa here. There's the white enchantment too that can exile it now. But not that they did not have it. This doesn't bode well for them. I think it's better just to use a long goodbye now on that Savior. I don't want them gaining any life. And the Extractor Confession is quite likely to get something good regardless. Even a disguise creature without the extra cost. If it wasn't a lifelinker, I would have just taken it and used maybe the wall at the end of their turn. But, well, actually crack the clue instead to get a 1/1 flyer. Actually, I was a fool. I of course should have just let them keep this, because it's not very good against the 1/1s. My bad. It was a mistake to use the long goodbye there. Teysa did well. I got an extra card and an extra 1/1 there. Here I can just play this face down. That will be extracted. Well, no, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now because I can use the wall on their turn. Of course, I have the triple arrival here. I hope I don't have to discard or exile a card from my hand. I would rather have access to each of these. Nightwatch. That's not even so important to lock down, but I'm still doing it. And I don't, of course, have to put a stun counter, but I will. And now I have the onlooker, but it's time to actually do this. I get the surveil, which will be valuable. I don't need this. I mean, I guess I could have considered having it, because that allows me to triple cast the arrivals, but since they are not at 7, this is not lethal with it. Oh, the Lamasus will be very good too. I assume one of my guys is gonna die. Maybe destroy an attacker. Or just murder. It's murdered now. And I will play this thing. Every suspected creature will become unsuspected. That's fine. There are no suspected creatures. And I will block with the wall. Don't think there's much reason to take 3 here. It's a totally free attack for them. I have only flyers and there's no hasty guys to be expected here. So let's do this, and if they want to use mana to deal with the wall, then they do that. This could be a case of the Gorgon's Kiss too, but so what? Okay, Soul Search. Now, I do like to do this right now. If they have another murder, they will use it immediately. And they do. Well, it wasn't a murder, but there's nothing I can do to respond to that. I can make one of these unable to block, but I don't really have a ground creature, so they won't have anything. And they have a lead pipe, couple of flyers, dual leech. Surprise witness can get them a sanguine savior. I don't like that. This is a 4/3, cost 6. The dual leech. I think I don't like them getting the 2/1 Flyflinger back immediately, so I will be. Or anything that they bring back will actually fly. So I'll exile this. If I exile the lead pipe, I would get a 1/1 flyer, but lead pipe is totally unnecessary here. So I'm gonna get rid of this thing. Attack for 1, and then play the onlooker, and then I'm almost winning with the arrivals here. If I draw a plains now, I will actually win. Oh, I can extract the confession, which makes actually not much sense here. What does make sense though is to maybe attack for extra 2 now. But not extra 4. I don't want them to know that they're gonna die on the next turn. The question is, am I gonna leave the Sanctuary Wall here? They have 1 unknown card right now, they will have another coming up. I can take the damage here. So I'm actually going to just draw a card. Maybe I have a land here. I do. So 1 card I don't know about. They can't hard cast this, so this won't be blocking anything right now. Alright, well that was the last card I didn't know about. I'll lose my wall. And now, if they draw a card, they need to draw something with 1 mana. Okay, they had a... This is now the flyer, but of course game is over thanks to my own arrival here. And I still had an extra one I didn't need. So black and white mirror match. Do I want to have the crowd control warden? Do I care about some of these stuff? Like the sanctuary wall. It was good at blocking the 3/2. That's for sure. Make your move. I don't have really, other than the absolving Lamasu that gets killed by it, but I also have the arrivals, so I have to be a little bit careful with them. This would be another target for the make your move. Yeah, I don't know about the wall. Like, do they have ground creatures? They have some flyers. The Night Watch. I'm not sure the wall is that good now. I'm actually going to try, since they have a target or targets for the make your move anyway, I can put another one in the deck. And I will try this crowd control warden. The cease and desist is probably not what I need here. Toxin analysis doesn't seem very important. I could do this if our creatures are trading a lot. And I would cut like the lowest impact card remaining here. Could be like the automaton. Automaton is bad against the inspector and some of the other stuff. Maybe I will try this macabre reconstruction. Maybe do it like this. Okay, there's a Teysa again. How many opening hands with Teysa I have? This is also a fantastic one with the 2-drop. Perfect mana. And good mana curve, despite, in addition to having the Teysa, I have other stuff that's really good here. So Teysa can make this fly, and I get the clue if they don't have the 2-1 lifelinker there, which they could, of course. I just hope it's gonna be a disguise creature, and then I get my... Oh, they need to draw a card immediately. Well, that's just pretty fantastic for me. Let's play this. I don't think this needs to fly, but with 1 black mana, I don't think there's any... it doesn't matter if I play this pre or post combat. Right. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. That's a pretty good creature. So now the creatures have wither, which means that if they deal damage to another creature, it will be -1/-1 counters instead of damage. And of course they get to draw cards if my creatures die due to low toughness. Is this all or other creatures? No, creatures, it has wither itself, so I can't do stuff with the auspicious arrival myself. I guess my hope lies in them not having flyers here. Because I could attack with Teysa and, trade with this, they get to draw a card. And I lose my Teysa. And no more triggers. And the arrival would not have helped, because yes, this becomes a 4/5, but it will have 4/4/4 counters. Sorry, -1/-1 counters. So let's do this, get another clue. And I do want to start cracking these clues to get more 1/1 flyers here. I can win the race thanks to my lifelinkers here. But this is dangerous now. Okay, don't like seeing that. But the Teysa can actually have just 1 toughness. Okay, extract the confession. Well, I need to have stuff in my graveyard to force them to lose the massacre girl. I'm going to use the auspicious arrival here, and I'm going to lose one of my guys. I think it is worth it. Because the -1/-1 counter sadly will make it so that despite having the pump spell, the creature will die. At least it will give me evidence for this thing. That's also a possible thing for them to do. I'm going to draw a card at this point. Get the 1/1 flyer here. Land. Okay, that's good. Because that gives me just another savior here. And I don't want to jump block because they will get free card draws there. So I would take 7 damage going to 6 if they attack with everything, but I think that they will leave the vampire. Okay, they also leave. I'm taking. This has even menace. I'm not gonna double block that. So Vigilante giving a counter on. That's not so great. Although with double arrival, maybe it's okay. How to do it? How to do it? I can't just sack one of my guys by attacking. So that I will crack a clue and this will fly. Because I will get the 1/1. Then they will block one of the saviors. They take 5. I gain 4. Or if I just attack like this. If I draw an untapped land, that would be the best thing. I think I'm gonna do this. And if I draw an untapped land, that would be the greatest. Then I can still use double auspicious arrival here. That is the one not untapped land. That said, this has utility as making an an unblockable guy here. But in the meanwhile, I'm doing this, I believe. And they will be drawing a card. I will be going to 13. They take 5. And then I can play something if I want to. Because I could, gain more life now. To go to 15. And make them go to 3. This is 4, 5. Yeah, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to do like this. And just play the tunnel, which I'm not going to crack end of turn. Because I can make an unblockable thing and then use the arrival to finish them off. They can gain some life, of course, with this if they have creatures with powerless entering the battlefield. So do I want them to... Okay, so this is 10 damage. Can they deal 5 somehow with the amount of mana they have? I can jump block, and of course that would mean they get an extra card, but I will not get 4 damage from that guy. I do think that 5 is a bit unlikely amount. It could be 2 plus 2 power effects and then still a creature that makes this trigger happen and I lose 1 life point. Okay. Maybe I am supposed to. They have only 1 blocker. I guess I can lose one of my guys here. Fine. Let them draw another card. Could have even blocked with a Teysa, but whatever. Because I don't know if I need the triggers from it anymore. I guess I can still get 1 more flyer on my turn. So now they have a lot of things to answer. Okay, that is actually a trigger. So, I mean, they go to 4 here. but... And it was only 1 mana thing, but let's see how much mana... Wow, they had a couple of 1 mana drain ones here. So now I feel like I needed maybe I needed to have access to the 1/1 flyer, but we will see. Please tap out. Please tap out. No, that's not tapping out. They still have 2 cards I don't know about. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a murder. I cannot do the escape tunnel here right now. It's gonna be a murder. Jeez. I don't know if it would have helped though if I get the... If I didn't block here, I would be at 3 now, and then I would have 1 extra flyer. I don't think I can beat the murder here. Unless I draw something specific. Well, I can try. So I will be doing this. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be good enough. But this way my phantom will fly and I can make Teysa. Oh, are they gonna... Boom. Yeah, they shouldn't do anything right now. There's a land. So... Well, this seems easy. I'm gonna make Teysa unable to be blocked. And now I think I might have actually a win through a murder. But it would have been easier with one more flyer. But this might be exactsies. Because they don't have more than 1 block. I'm dealing 5 here. And that's the idea. I don't have to use the arrival right now, and they use a removal spell, which hopefully doesn't gain them alive. And then I can use the arrival. Because they can only get rid of a 2 power creature here. Oh, they go for that. So they don't have a murder. This is 2 for 5 now. Okay, I didn't need the arrival, but actually this would have worked. Even through a murder. They kill, let's say, this thing, and then this becomes a 4/4 and I deal. Exactsies. Alright. That was a tough one. But Massacre Girl versus Teysa. Well, my Teysa was online faster. And that was good. They had double Novice Inspector. I had none of those. Oh, well, that was an interesting finish. Alright, 3-0, but oh, how many starting hands did I have with this up? Such a good card, but not just this, but the deck was also very decent. The couple of long goodbyes, the Extractor Confessions, also some cheap removal. The Sanctuary World I did use it a couple of times. It did at least block some damage. I had the Triple Auspicious Arrival, which is really, code pump spell. If you have the time to crack those clue tokens, it's just a 2 for 1. And the Saviors helping with the race situations. The Dual Leech was really important in the one game I had it, in which I had it active. Yeah, I really like this deck, and of course it did help that I had this out so often, so that opponent couldn't even remove it. That was, let's not fool ourselves, it was a big reason I went to 3-0, but I think the deck had potential. It could have got all the match wins, even with in the games where I wouldn't have drawn the Teysa. It had at least the potential for that, but that is that. claim the prize, and I will see you in the next video then. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.